What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell. Today, like always, an interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is my Money in the Bank predictions. Chutes and Ladders is probably one of the better PLEs throughout the whole year, and the Money Bank contract is probably one of the better things as well. You get your kind of mid-card talent to kind of elevate themselves into that main area, and it's probably one of the better things to do. I think it's one of the top 4 PLEs throughout the whole year, even though people are going to say the big 4 is better. But this is, in my opinion, one of the better ones. And this year, we have a stacked card. So let's just jump into it. The first one for me is the 6-man tag match. Like always, I will give you my winner. I will give you my confidence level on that winner and why. So first, Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes. There's a lot of interesting factors you have to kind of put in for this thing. Number one, interesting match even to have in general when you have, the 4v3, it feels like right now, of Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and then you have the 4 on Bloodline with a new Jacob Fatu member introducing himself. So in that, I feel like on Friday, or I feel like later on, we're going to get this kind of member getting introduced. I feel like it would make more sense if we really get that, member introduced to the mix. But I think I'm going to go with a crazy one, but I feel like a lot of people are also thinking this too as well. I'm going to actually say the Bloodline wins. And I think the reason why I have to say the Bloodline wins is because obviously they're going to be building for a Cody versus Solo at SummerSlam. It makes a lot of sense. They want to have kind of this Bloodline thing still working with Cody. Well, I don't think you can have the Bloodline really losing into this scenario. The Bloodline feels like it would have to be a strong faction, has to be a strong family that would beat the 3 top baby faces on SmackDown. And I think the fact is that you're going to probably have Solo getting a pin on Cody to really set that up. Now, what would that really look like in the ring? I don't know, like what could happen before. I generally believe someone might have to join Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens' team and Cody Rhodes' team before, because this is 3-on-3, unless Jacob Fatu's problems of going outside the U.S. is really a thing and they're going to say he's left at home. I don't know, which I hope not, because Jacob Fatu, I'm so excited to see in a match. He really almost outshines the Bloodline, which I know was a problem that they had, and that's why they didn't put him in at the very beginning for this new Bloodline. I'm excited to see this, but I do think that the Bloodline's winning, and I'm down to guess a solo pin is happening on Cody Rhodes. Up next, we have the Money in the Bank men's match. This one is where probably the unpredictable situations really happen. I don't think that there's really someone that is for sure winning. I don't think there's someone that isn't for sure winning. For me, there's just a lot of things that I think can make this predictable, but if something doesn't happen, it will become unpredictable. Let's go one by one on every single person. Andrade. I think Andrade can win. If you really want somebody that hasn't really shown the talent, or no, that's a lie, hasn't really gotten the opportunities, but could get into that higher up, title range, I think Andrade is the perfect person to get the Money in the Bank contract. Now, does he win it? I don't think so, because he has a speed championship right now. I don't think they're going to put a speed championship on a Money in the Bank holder. I don't think that's going to be a good mix. Let's go with LA Knight. Would LA Knight win? I'm going to say that LA Knight was probably one of the biggest favorites to come in here, but 2 factors with me. Same with Andrade on this one. I don't think a SmackDown person is going to win it. I think a Raw person is going to win it. Somebody that in Money in the Bank is not going to win when it comes to Cody Rhodes' title. Now, LA Knight, for example, I don't think he's also going to win because you have Logan Paul to go against. Another thing that I think doesn't make sense when you go into SummerSlam. Up next, Chad Gable. Chad Gable, I think, is the one I want to win the most. I think it makes the most sense. Master in the Bank or whatever he said. Makes the most sense for me for Chad Gable to win. But I have a hard time of him winning this right when all this Wyatt 6 stuff is happening. Doesn't make sense for me. And I feel like it wouldn't make sense in the long run for him to be the Money in the Bank holder if he's supposed to go against this Wyatt 6 faction. Up next, we have Drew McIntyre, somebody that has already been on the heavyweight and been really in that championship discussion. But the fact is that I think if you're looking at, somebody that should win this and could win this, if they were just talking about like talent-wise, Drew McIntyre's up there. But Drew has a thing against CM Punk, and CM Punk's probably going to screw him out on this match, so I can't say Drew. So really, it leaves me down to Carmelo Hayes and Jey Uso. And with Jey Uso being the poster child, being the first one to even bring up Money in the Bank, like how Gunther did with King of the Ring, I think I'm going to say it's Jey Uso for me. I think Carmelo Hayes is just a little too young, not the right time. I would say that, it would give him a rocket on his back if they want to elevate his talent. But I think it's going to be Jey Uso. I think they're going to have a Yeet in the Bank with a Yeet briefcase. I think it's going to go crazy. I think this is going to be the way for Jey Uso to really become that next level, championship gold holder. And I did I say my confidence level in the last one? I don't think I did. My confidence level for this one is, my confidence level last one's probably an 80. This one's probably like a 60. That's what I would have to say. That's why I'm so not confident in picking anybody in this. Up next, we have Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. This one's another hard one for me because I think when you factor in a lot of things with Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker, there's this like unstoppable movement from them both. And probably this is where it's like, I can't really guess on what makes the most sense. I would have to say it's mostly just opinion, and I don't think that's a good thing to say, but that is what it is. This is truthfully so just unpredictable in my opinion. On one side you have Sami Zayn, one of the top baby faces on Raw, probably could be the top baby face if you really think about it. You have the guy that always goes against the odds, a Rocky Balboa. Somebody that always, if you doubt him, will always prove you wrong. On the other side, you have Braun Breaker, the new upcoming shiny toy that is said to be a big-time player entering Raw on Netflix during 2025. So the expectation is a title to be on him entering Netflix. And I don't know. I really think that this is a hard one to choose. And I think that it's going to be Sami Zayn. And I have a few reasons. Sami Zayn in Toronto, in Canada, you already know his home country. They love to treat Sami Zayn when it's like his home into a certain place that really treat him to, not likeness, what's the word? Just treat him to a win. And when he's in something that's his home, in Canada is his home. So do I think Braun Breaker is going to beat him there? That's already a factor against Braun Breaker. I know Braun Breaker is going to get a title very, very soon, but is this the time? I don't think so. I think what's going to happen is that someone gets involved. I think something happens where Sami really just somehow beats Braun Breaker in some way that doesn't really hurt Braun Breaker, and that this is something that enters maybe a triple threat or just another match in SummerSlam, and that's where Braun Breaker wins. I think it's going to be a bigger pop. I think it's going to go crazier if Braun Breaker would do it in SummerSlam. Unless you want to cement Braun Breaker as a heel, then do it here. If you don't want to, then go to SummerSlam, because I think Braun Breaker is in this weird area of not a babyface, but he's such a great heel that everyone loves him. I think that's where we're at right now with Braun Breaker, and I think if you want to cement him as a heel and get boos in Toronto, it's going to be there. So I don't really know if this is the right choice to do it here, so that's why I'm going to go Sami Zayn. Up next, we have Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. If you want to talk unpredictable, let me talk about Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. Another one that I think has multiple factors, but I think I have literally changed my mind right before even recording this. This one has a stipulation. The stipulation is if Damian Priest loses, he has to leave the Judgment Day. If Seth Rollins loses, he has to never title Damian Priest while he holds a championship. And if that was the case, I feel like I would know who wins. But the fact is that Gunther is waiting for the winner at SummerSlam. And Gunther has already tried to go against Damian. He's now recently gone against Seth Rollins. There's kind of this thing that it feels like it's already set up for Gunther versus Damian Priest. But at the same time, I think, and here's this. Damian Priest and Judgment Day are on its final days. You can literally tell from Monday Night Raw yesterday. Oh, sorry, recording this Tuesday. Um, you can tell from previous things. It really looks like from Monday night that it is done. Like it is done, and I think there's a reason why. I think we're gonna see Finn or somebody from Judgment Day cost Damian Priest his title. Could be on accident. Could be legit, and Seth Rollins is going to be the winner. This is going to be probably a crazier prediction, but I do think Seth Rollins is going to win. I think it's going to really create Damian Priest leaving the Judgment Day. I think it's going to now turn into, I said in my SummerSlam predictions that in no way it's either Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre to go against Gunther at SummerSlam. I think what they're going to do is and I said the reason why it sucks is because I feel like you're going to have to wait to tell a story of, either Drew McIntyre or CM Punk or Damian or Finn. I think we're going to see Damian and Finn at SummerSlam, and this is a way for Seth Rollins to be a title holder, for Gunther to win either at SummerSlam, or I could see a way that he actually wins at Bash in Berlin instead of SummerSlam, and Seth Rollins holds it on just a little longer. I don't know if that actually will happen, but it's really interesting. This is one of the ones that I just don't know. This is the thing with WWE recently that I feel like in the earlier half it was predictable, very, very predictable. But now when we're starting to get to these later ones, it's starting to get a little unpredictable, and I'm really liking it. But at the same time, they always throw a curveball. Did any of us really believe that Sami Zayn was going to be Chad Gable? Did any one of us believe who's the one that won recently at Clash of the Castle? That was a big shocker. I don't know. I'm forgetting it. I don't know. Still, I think it's Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is going to hold his title till SummerSlam or till Bash in Berlin and give it to Gunther. I think that makes the most sense, and I think we're gonna really see Damian Priest do the Judgment Day and get a Damian Priest versus Finn at what's it called? At SummerSlam. And I'm actually super excited for this storyline. I think it's going to work out well, and Rhea Ripley could even come to Money in the Bank and do something crazy. I don't know what it might be. Up next, we have Money in the Bank Women's. This is the one that my confidence level on the last one is to 35. Let me say that. This is the last one that I fully do not know. I have 3 to 4 people that I think could really win. 5.5. Okay, then there's 5. Just 5. 5 people. So Zoe Stark, you ain't winning. I've just gone back and forth. I just think that there's some obvious ones like Tiffany. Naomi, I think, is a one that really makes the most sense to me. And then Chelsea Green are my top 3. Then I could see Lyra Valkyria winning it if they want to boost somebody like that, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to give Io 2 time, but I could really see Io Sky being somebody because she deserves titles. So let's go with Tiffany first. Tiffany makes the most sense. Somebody that everyone was a favorite for Money in the Bank, and I think she would be a great Money in the Bank holder. But there's this weird narrative they're having with Nia Jax that I just don't know what this could turn into. That I don't know if she's going to be the Money in the Bank holder right now. I feel like it's going to be, I don't know, just not her right now. I just think that they're going to wait, and I think she's big enough that she could be in title pictures already. Then you have Naomi. And I think Naomi is somebody that is in this kind of jobber-esque feel right now, and somebody that is in a certain way not really being utilized. And I think a Money in the Bank contract does make sense, and I think for her being one of the bigger ones to get involved in this Money in the Bank contract thing, I think it does make sense for her to win. She is my second favorite right now. But I am going to go with a crazy one that I think a lot of people are now realizing is going to happen after Chelsea Green just beat Bianca Belair and somebody else in a match. Chelsea Green is my winner for the women's Money in the Bank. I think when you really think about it, Chelsea Green is this jobber in a way that would love a Money in the Bank contract that boosts her character up. Somebody that is strategic, corporate, someone that makes sense to really go against people and to screw over people for her own good. Money in the Bank contract is built for that, it feels like. And I think her being from Canada, her being from, I think, Ontario, I think it makes sense for her in her home country to really win this. I am actually so excited for a Chelsea Green Money in the Bank hold that I keep talking myself into it a little bit more, a little bit more. Is her cash in going to be successful? I don't know. But I think I think if Bailey wins, or Bailey loses to, who's it called? Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax could hold it. I think someone else could take it, and then we're gonna see a Chelsea Green cash in. I'm calling it now. Or if not, it's just gonna be Bailey straight up. I think that's the other thing. That if Bailey and Nia Jax would go against each other in SummerSlam, I think Nia Jax or Chelsea Green could cash in, whatever. I am super excited for this match too. These two are probably the most stacked women's matches we have seen in a long time. But I'm excited to see what happens. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.